I used to be a perfectionist, and there were even moments in the past where I was so proud of that label. I thought it meant I was a responsible person. I thought it was a sign of dedication, but when I dived deeper, it was fear. It was my fear of messing up. It was my fear of what other people would think. It was my fear of things go wrong. And it made me try to control everything, even the things that were outside of my control. While, yes, from outside it looked amazing. It looked like I literally had my life together, but inside I was miserable. And if you're clicking on this video, most likely you know what I'm talking about, and probably you're feeling that way. It's not very uncommon, and you're not alone. It's basically part of this modern belief of success. The modern society sees success as external, like we need to constantly chasing it, we need to make it happen, we need to constantly do the right thing. We've been trained like that since we were kids. Going to school, if you get good grades, you are a good student, and if not, you're a failure. And living with that mindset for years definitely trains our mind to believe that it's true, especially when everyone around us also has the same mindset, believe in the same thing. But now, after a year of healing from this hustle culture mentality, the need to always be right, always be perfect, I start to notice that a dedicated work and hard work are two different things. With a perfectionist mindset, we believe that dedication and serious work has to feel hard, like we have to plan everything, control everything, we need to always do the right thing. We can't be wrong, we can't take it easy, oh my god. We have to be always on all the time, and no wonder many people are burning out right now. For me personally, if something feels a little bit too hard and too complicated than how it should be, then I need to check inside. Is this has to be this hard, or is it just my old way of doing? The one that needs a perfect plan, a perfect way to do something. Because if you're used to be a perfectionist, most likely this mindset will come up again in the future. And not because the healing is flawed, not because you fail to heal, not because of that, but healing takes time, and the process itself is imperfect, which makes me realize embracing imperfection also heals my self-criticism, my not so loving inner critics, because I know you can relate to this. If you're a perfectionist, sometimes you don't only blame the outside, you also blame yourself. Like, oh my gosh, if I didn't do this, if I did this, if I chose differently, why can't you just do this? Why can't you just this and that? Why are you this? Why are you that? And oh my gosh, that was the most horrible thing I've ever done to myself. And while it sounds like we're being disciplined with ourselves, like we're a responsible person, it doesn't help and it won't help, because think about it, a perfectionist is already afraid of other people's judgment. And then when we return to our room, when we're alone with ourselves, we bring the same criticisms, we bring the same judgment that we are afraid others will do that to us. We bring that to ourselves. We bring the same thing, the very same thing that we are afraid other people will do to us. We criticize ourselves, we judge ourselves. And when I let go of this perfectionist way of doing things, it feels a lot better. I don't really have inner critics anymore, and I don't know, maybe it's been a few months, I don't really have inner critics, and even if it comes up, I will easily notice it right now. Like, I can just see it clearly, like, okay, you're an inner critic. And just that, like, it's easy not to engage in it anymore. And I don't want you to deal with your inner critics by criticizing it. I'll share how I deal with it later in this video. I remember a few years ago, every single time, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, even past midnight, I would feel so stressed. It felt like every single thing in my life, they could just crumble, they could just disappear. I would just fail if if I didn't try to control everything. It made me worry all the time. It made me wake up in the morning wanting to be productive and ended up trying to fill my schedule with every single thing I could possibly do that day. And when I couldn't sleep at night, I would try to do something productive because I wanted my life to be perfect. I wanted to not become a failure. But guess what? Instead of succeeding, it led me to a severe burnout. I gained weight, I cancelled on my loved ones, I ran away from the very business I built from scratch. It wasn't sustainable. No, it's not sustainable. Even until now, I believe it's not a sustainable approach. Humans are imperfect. Why do we have to pretend that we are perfect? And talking about it makes me remember that embracing imperfection also helps me procrastinate less. Yes, I mean it. I realized, like, in the past, I was overwhelmed because I had to make it perfect. I wanted to do my projects well, I wanted to do my life well, which, by the way, again, my definition of well that time was perfect. And again, perfection doesn't exist. But now when I just do things because I want to do them, because I feel inspired, it makes me feel freer. It makes me feel more expressive. I don't know, maybe less anxious, less pressured about the task I do. Like, I just do it, and whenever I need to take a break, even if the deadline is tomorrow, I can just take a break without thinking of it as a procrastination. That's another thing too. Embracing imperfection makes me able to pause and rest and just take a moment for myself without thinking I'm lazy, without thinking I'm procrastinating. Because nowadays I realized the energy of my body is not the same every single day. I'm not a robot. There are days I wake up tired, there are days I feel energized, there are days I feel like doing anything else entirely. It's not always the same, and I learned to embrace the cycle. So, yeah, overall, embracing perfectionism has taught me a lot to be kinder to myself, to function well, to separate myself from the outside expectation. And if you're struggling with perfectionism, if usually you have a perfect step by step plan, what about today? Do something you want to do without any plan. I know you might think, Angie, it's not small. Well, it's basically small. The step will be simpler, but I know what you mean. It's hard and it's scary, right? Because it's new. I've been there. I've been there. But the thing is, let's train your brain to believe that it's safe. Or if you're not comfortable yet with that, I have another challenge that you can try. What about this? Just do your life as usual, the same as before, nothing changed. But if you happen not to do something, if you happen to miss something, or you messed up in something, which, let's be real, everyone messes up, try not criticize yourself. Try not judge yourself. And if self-criticism comes, then just notice it. Notice it again. Don't criticize your inner critics. It's gonna make it worse. Just notice that it's there. Just let it be there and say to it, I see where you're coming from. I know you want to protect me. I know you care for me. I know you don't want me to get in trouble. But trust me, we'll walk through this together. And whether the voice listens to you or not, you keep leading. You keep being the leader. And again, don't force it to follow you. It takes time, okay? It takes time to trust you. I know it sounds hard, like, oh my god, my own mind doesn't trust me, but it takes time, okay? Yeah, that's it. From the two challenges, pick one. Whichever feels more possible for you right now. Anyway, I'm Angie. I love talking about self-productivity, gentle growth, healing, and also a little bit about spirituality. And the reason I created this channel is because I feel disconnected, to be honest, with the usual self-improvement stuff. I used to be a huge fan of it. I used to try to improve myself, improve every area of my life. And instead of getting somewhere, I got a burnout instead, the one I talked about earlier. So if you resonate, you're very welcome to join me here. Anyway, my microphone just died a few minutes ago, so I hope you can hear my voice clearly, and I hope there is no noise charging it right now.